Hi, precious listeners. You're welcome to another episode of Grow and Glow Podcast. I am Gracie, and I'm so glad to have you here. Before we go into today's gist, I have great news. I think we need to have drum rolls at this point. Okay, I don't know how to do it. Alright, great news, guys. You can now send donations to this podcast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yes, you can. You love this podcast and you would love to support the podcast. You can now send in donations through the Podroom app. Have you heard of the Podroom app? Alright, if you want to know about the Podroom app, go to your Play Store or your Apple Store. I think that's what they call it. I am not an Apple user. Nothing wrong. Just download the Podroom app and search for Grow and Glow Podcast to donate to us. Bless this podcast today. You need to bless us now. What is it? We are very good to bless us. Okay, people. Let's go into what we are here for. Today we are diving into relationships. Do you know what it means to talk about relationship? Okay, don't mind me. There's nothing there. But this is the first time we're kind of speaking on relationship on this podcast. Normally it may be friendship, relationship, but not relationship. So who's excited? I want to know who's excited. See, even though you're not single or you're part of people that don't like the people that are in relationships, you must listen to this podcast. Okay, guys. So have you heard of red flags in relationship? Well, that's what this episode is about. Red flags in relationship. Yes. On this episode, I want you to learn about those red flags in relationship you should watch out for even before you enter a relationship and what to do. Don't say I have to be in a relationship first before I know those red flags. No, sometimes you need to learn some things before entering into anything. So learn this now as you're waiting for your own turn if you're not yet in a relationship. And if you're in a relationship, learn this now to know what's up in your relationship. So I have a guest with me here. I can't do this alone. Nope. So I have a guest with me here. He's a guy that I know that has been blessed in the aspect of relationship coaching. He's so good. He's a Ghanaian, oh yeah, who loves dancing and rapping, you know. His name is Jay. Jay is a very hardworking guy. Guys, he is 100 yards of husband material. Ladies in the house, did you hear that? 100 yards. And ladies too. I think Jay is single. Jay is husband material and I think he's single. We'll find out later. We'll find out. Jay, you're welcome to Grow and Glow Podcast. Thank you for being my guest on today's episode.
Thank you for having me.
Jay, are you single?
Oh my God. I'm really single. Really single. Single to the power too.
Okay, ladies in the house, he's really single. You can do what you want to do. Okay, guys, so thank you, Jay, for joining me here on this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about relationships. Yes, I think this is the first time on the podcast we're going to be talking about relationships, not just friendship, relationship. Today we're talking about red flags in a relationship. Red flags in a relationship. If you're in a relationship here or you're yet to be in a relationship, this episode is for you. So stay tuned till the end. So Jay, can you tell us what you think red flags are?
Quickly, let's start with the definition of red flags.
Okay.
Red flags, you see, normally when you are on a path going somewhere, or you are driving, or you are heading towards a destination, and then you see a red sign, either blinking, waving hands, or something that just draws your attention to stop. We term that thing as a red flag. It could be a hand wave, someone whistling, someone giving you a sign just to stop. So we call all these things red flags. So when we come into the world of relationship, they are the things that you see in a relationship that draws your attention to hold on with your ambition or your idea of getting into a relationship with such and such a person. You get it? Red
Yes.
flags are just cautions that draws your attention to something that makes you think twice of your decision of getting into a relationship with a person. So that's a red flag.
Okay, so these red flags that point us to caution, how can we spot them in our relationships? How can we know red flags in our relationships?
Well, as a human being, you should be vast. When I say vast, your mind should be sharp. You have to
Okay.
be open-minded to everything around you. You get it? And
Yeah.
mostly when it comes to relationship, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, when they get into a relationship or their idea of getting into a relationship clouds their minds.
Mm.
And they are seeing the thing but they are not seeing it. They have eyes but they don't see. That's
Abby.
what I'm trying to say. They have eyes but they can't see. The thing is pointing out to them that this is it. This is it. Be very careful with this and this and this. But because of their emotions and because of their overexcitement, they overlook all these things. But
Mm.
if we were so cautious and we took our time when we are trying to get into a relationship with someone, we will see all these things. They just show themselves because they are actions that the person who is doing it may not even know it's a red flag. So you, the one,
Mm-hmm.
the person has to catch it so quickly because they themselves they don't know. But then we don't see because we've also closed our minds to them. That's why we don't see. But if you are someone who is open-minded, brilliant, it doesn't actually has to be something that you have to force yourself to see. They are very,
Mm-hmm.
they are very, very obvious. Just that feelings cloud our minds, so we don't see it, but they are very obvious for us to see.
Okay. So you're trying to say like most people don't really see those red flags because they're like, oh, love. They don't know about the other person's flaws and they can't see, oh,
Exactly.
this guy is not good in this part and stuff like that. Okay. So these red flags you're talking about, what are they? Like, can you mention some of them? Let's know them.
Well, there are a lot of them, millions of them, depending on people's temperament, from their background, their behaviors, their character. Everything about a person can show some red flags. But then I would like to talk about few of them because first red flag I would like to talk about is if the person you are trying to date or the person you are dating has friends that you yourself you don't like them. Like
Ah,
do you get what I'm saying? If
okay,
they
continue.
if they have friends that you don't like, chances are you eventually won't like them too. Because when you read a lot of motivational books and all these things, I've done a lot of reading. And my understanding is that when you pick a single person, the closest five people around the person is who he is.
Hmm.
So, like me, when you
Mm-hmm.
pick the very close five people around me, chances are I think like them, I act like them, I do everything like them. So, in a very nice way, let me put it that way, this way. You are going into a relationship with a guy or a girl, you look at the very close friends that she has or he
Okay.
has. When you don't like their behavior, maybe that's how the person is. But then, because the person also wants to date you or is looking forward for a relationship with you, the person just puts aside all these things and then try to make you fall in love with the person. You get it? But
Yeah.
then, still, there's a trait of those characters you see in those five people around him or her that he or she is also harboring somewhere. So eventually it's going to come up. But for the first 5 or 6 weeks into the relationship, you see this person as very perfect.
Hmm.
But then when you want to see who the person is, there's this proverb that says, birds of the same feathers flock together.
Together.
So you look at the feathers you are seeing out there, and you definitely see that feather on the person. Just because the person wants to get into a relationship with you, they put that thing aside and then try to make you like them. Let's move on to the second one.
Okay.
You see, someone who is heavily engaged in social media, that has to do with appearance or showing forth on social media. Why
Okay.
I'm saying this is a red flag? There are some people who try to be who they are not on social media.
They're trying to show off.
Yes, the person is always buying new clothes, standing at nice places, taking pictures and posting them, and trying to live a kind of life on social media that they themselves they don't have. You get, and also they try to look so. Okay, let me come this way. On this side, I'm talking about Christians. There are some
Okay.
people who portray some kind of religiosity, some church guy, church girl life on social media, which of course, when you get closer to them, they are not. That kind of life is a red flag for you. You get it? The person
Yes.
likes to post scriptures on their status. When they go to church, they actually want to take pictures with men of God and people, high people, and then post them, trying to make everybody see that, hey, they are the church type of person. But when you get close to them, they are the same people watching ugly things. What this person is portraying is different from what he or she is engaged in when we enter the room or when we are in an isolated place. You get it? So when the person is showing forth some kind of life on social media that their character or their real life isn't portraying, it's a red flag. Number 3, the third red flag I would like to talk about is if the person talks about his breakup or his or her breakup. I don't want to sound like I'm gender biased, so mostly I'm going to say his and her so that it's cut across. But mostly because I'm a guy, I like to talk about against guys.
Yeah.
If they talk about their breakups in a way that puts all the responsibility on their ex, you see, most people has been into one or two relationship before which didn't end as they wanted it. As in, it didn't get to a marriage as they were all hoping for. But then when you get into a relationship with a person, and anytime you talk about their past relationship, they try to blame their ex alone. They make themselves be the victim. That this guy did this, the guy did that, the guy did that, making the guy so bad in your eyes. And then they try to be the holy kind of person. It's a red flag because, of course, we are all not perfect. You get it? There are some things that someone would do to you that is not good. And you too, you can't say you never did anything wrong in a relationship. A bad relationship that ended so badly. There's one or two things that you could have done that could have saved the relationship. You too, you didn't do those parts. That's what brought the breakup. You get it? But when the person is talking about the old relationship or the ex, and they make it look like it was all his fault, it was all her fault, that one too is a red flag because you could be the next person they are going to blame when this relationship too doesn't go well. So please, they should take some of the responsibilities that. And then I'll move on to the fourth one. I'll be talking about maybe five, or I have a lot of them in my mind. All these I'm saying are coming from my mind.
Okay.
Um, you are, when you are in a relationship and your partner sees you to be perfect, it's a
Hmm.
sign. It's a
Are,
very, very bad sign.
are you serious? Wow.
Yes. You know, if you tell me you cannot find just a single spot, black spot on me, I will tell you are even a devil. Because how can a human being be so perfect in your eyes? No, at least you should see something bad on me. Yes, we are not perfect. We are all trying and hoping to be the kind of person you would like to be with all of your life. You get it? You should be
Mm-hmm.
able to, oh, this person is a little bit of 80%, and there's a 20% somewhere that I'm trying to accommodate, or there's a 20% I'm trying to compromise my well-being and everything, and then accommodate the person. But when you tell me the person is 100% perfect, he talks well, he dresses well, he eats well, he does everything perfectly, you are lying. You are lying. If you don't ever,
Mm-hmm.
you see, that's how girls are. This one, I'll be a little bit biased here. Girls like the sweet talk. When the guy tries to hype you, make you feel like you are spotless, and the girls will be turning their eyes, turning their nose, and shaking. I'll make it plain to you, clear and plain to you, so that you know that no, you are not the angel that everybody sees, but then I've seen your flaws and still I accept you. Let them know that we are all human, and sometimes some things go wrong, some things go bad, and we accept it and then we move on. But making them feel like they are perfect is very bad. It's a very bad thing. It makes them feel like they ask themselves, does this person like me for being me, or is it
Mm-hmm.
because what I portray? You get it?
Yeah.
So always having this question mark on their head, which of course you will not see, but then it's there.
It's Joe.
Yeah, yeah. And then also, the next one I would like to talk about is when the person, another red flag, the fourth one, right?
Yeah.
When the person doesn't take accountability of a wrong. What do I mean by that? There are some people, when you are in a relationship with them, you are always apologizing. I'm sorry for this, even for things that you didn't do. They
Hmm.
keep they keep making you feel guilty for every single thing, even the things that you didn't do or things you didn't have any control over. Maybe they called you to meet somewhere, and because of traffic, African communities, a lot of traffic all over the place, and a lot of issues can make you not be on time. And when you
Yeah.
get there, it's a situation you have no control over because you are not a bird to fly and get there. And you don't use a private jet. You get it? We are all trying to manage ourselves in this community we find ourselves. But then when you
Yes.
do so bad and not trying to compromise and look at the situation at hand and then make things go and making you feel so bad about yourself, that kind of thing is very bad. You have to back off from such a person. And then
Hmm.
also, when they have done something, but then they will play the victim and make you feel sorry. Those things happen. At the long run, they will make you feel like you are the cause of it. You made them do it, and they will still blame you. You get it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's some people like that, where in a relationship, let's say, for example, the guy will insult you. You get
Hmm.
it? The guy will insult you. And when you try to query him, he will blame you for making him angry.
Mm-hmm.
He will not talk about the insult, saying all those filthy words to you, but then he will blame you for even making him angry in the first place. which at the long run, you are the one going to beg again and ask for forgiveness and apologize. Meanwhile, he was the one who said the things that he said, which of course he should say sorry for saying all those things, but he will never say
Yes.
sorry, never take
Mm-hmm.
accountability for that, and still blame you for everything that happened. So if you are in a relationship and you are always saying sorry, always apologizing for this, for that, it's a sign that this is how it's going to be when you get married. So you back off, you back off, you back off. Okay. And then
Okay.
the next point is possessiveness. Possessiveness. You see, before you enter any relationship, you already have other relationship, not romantic per se, but you have your family, you have friends that you already mingle with before you got introduced into this stranger's life, who of course you want to get into a relationship with. But then when the person comes into your life and he doesn't want you to mingle with any other person, trying to possess you, trying to have total control over your relationship life, it's a total red red flag. It's a sign that this person, one day, if we get into a serious marriage relationship, this person is actually going to ground me down and restrict me from my movements, even family and parents. There could be a possibility that he will not even let you go and see your parents. You get it?
Mm-hmm. There are
If
people
the
like that,
person is
yeah.
people like that, they are people like that. They try to possess you because I have paid your dowry. You have to stay in the house and take care of my kids and cook for me and clean for me. And they try to list a lot of chores for you to do, and you have nowhere to turn. They possess you. They are like a spirit. That's what I would say. They are like a spirit. They are just human like you, but when they are around, it's like you can't even breathe. There are people like that. They suffocate you. That kind of person is bad for you. It's a red flag to get into a relationship with such a person. And then also obsessiveness. That's my next point.
Okay.
Obsessiveness. Obsessiveness is a little bit like the possessiveness, but this one is coming from the opposite person. You see, there are some people who it looks like after they get into a relationship, they have nothing doing again. Always all over the place around you, calling you, checking up on you. Where are you? They are so obsessed about you. Every 2 seconds, they want to talk to you. When you pick your phone, thousand messages from that kind of person, trying to find out who are you working with. They are so obsessed about you that they try to poke their nose into every aspect of your life. I'm
Monitoring
not
spirit.
exactly wherever you step your foot, they are trying to find out who are you with, what's going on out there, and all those things. They are so obsessed about you that they just don't let you breathe. That one is obsessiveness. You get it? This one is coming from the opposite side. But possessiveness is when the person is trying to infringe upon your right of movement and everything. But this one too is not the person trying to infringe it on you, but then they are too pokey. Like they extend their eyes into every matter of your life, trying to
Mm-hmm.
know what's going on, smelling things that they shouldn't be smelling, listening to things they shouldn't be listening to. I'm not trying to say be secretive, you get it. But then they have to give you that free movement thing. Like you have to
Mm-hmm.
be able to do your own thing without your
But
boyfriend or girlfriend getting into it. But then there are some people you be even having a call that they don't have anything to do with that call. They can even snatch the phone from you and start talking.
hmm,
That kind of person, you don't have to be in a relationship with such a person unless the person wants to change. But then, if that's how the person is going to live his or her life around you, it's a red flag. It's a red flag. It's a red
okay,
flag.
so Jay, um,
Yeah.
I would notice some people still know about these red flags. Like some people who are in relationships, they've seen these red flags in their relationships, and they know,
Mhm.
okay, this is a red flag. But why do you think they still stay in that relationship?
Some people, because of low self-esteem. What do I mean
Okay.
by that? Themselves, they don't believe they are that kind of nice person everybody is trying to get into a relationship with. So when they find one person who likes them, they really want to stick with this person. Come what may, they want to stay in this relationship. When they have seen all the bad things the person is doing, they will still want to stay because they are afraid that when I quit this relationship, who else is coming? They don't really believe in themselves that they are nice, they are
Hmm.
presentable, they are capable of getting into a relationship after this one. And because of that low self-esteem, they stick to this person, and the person may be abusing them. It can get to that extent that the person may be abusing them, but still they are still in the relationship. That's one. Also, is when they see that this person has material things. That someone may be in a relationship with a guy, and character wise, the person is so bad for them. But just because of some incentives they are getting, some cash the person will bring them every week, or some gifts and packages they get from the person, even when the person is maltreating them, they still want to stay in the relationship. So that's another sign. That's another thing. When the person is getting some material incentives from the person, as in physical cash, gifts, and packages, they
Mm-hmm.
always want to keep it, even if the person isn't good for them. You get it. And then
Yeah.
also our family background. Family
Okay.
background. So when they see that this person I'm dating is maybe the son of so so and so, you get it. Because of the name that their family has gotten. Let's say, imagine um, on campus, maybe a senator's son is on
Okay.
campus. Everybody knows about this senator. And like you happen to fall in love with the person or have a crush on the person, and the person also has a crush on you. That's a bingo, like a jackpot. Yes,
Abby.
you, that's a jackpot for someone. So when the person eventually gets into a relationship with this person, because of the hype that, oh, this person is dating the
This
senator's
person.
son,
Yeah.
yes, because of that, they really want to stick to this relationship, even when the person is so bad for them, maltreating them, doing all sorts of things, just because of the family name or that hype they are getting from their friends. Because of that, they stick to the relationship, even when all the flags are up, all the red flags are up.
They haven't
Still
turning to
want,
green.
they still want to be there.
Okay, Jay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now, like, do you have any advice for anyone listening to this podcast right now and he or she is in a relationship and
Okay.
person is seeing the red flag and at the same time, I don't know, the red flag is turning to green because the color is changing now. So what can you tell the person?
Okay. Let me say this. I'll have maybe two or three, I don't know how many advices I'll have for people. But the first advice goes to both gender, both male and female. You know, some people are afraid of breakups. They
Mm-hmm.
are afraid of, let me tell you, no matter how many relationships you've been to, like you've been into, when the current one is not working, still break up. There is
Hmm.
hope. there is hope. Someone may say, "Oh, I've been in several relationships and they all didn't work out, and I'm trying to keep this one. I really want this one to work out." No, you could be marrying the devil himself. So if this one too is not working, please sign out. Sign out. And you have to have that willpower. You don't have to give your will to a different human being. The only person or the only entity you can give your will to and then feel safe is God.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, no human being on earth should be able to will his or her power over yours. You have your own will, and they also have their own will. So if what they are doing in the relationship doesn't click, it doesn't match with what you want, use your willpower and opt out. Don't be afraid of breakups. Yes, breakups hurt, but by 2, 3 months down the lane, you are okay. You are ready to mingle again. Yeah, you cry all the crying you want to cry and then move on. I know that a lot of girls will cry, a lot of guys, even guys cry when they break up.
Yeah.
I don't think you are going to cry for 3 years.
Mm-mm.
You are not going to cry for 4 years. The maximum that you will cry over a guy or a girl is, let's say, 3 months. And three
No, now
months can't kill.
nowadays
Even
people
three
don't even
months,
cry again.
yes, you just brush it off and move on.
Like,
So shouldn't be afraid of breaking up. They shouldn't, that fear of breaking up should not be there. So it's one thing girls should notice. When you see something that is going on in your relationship, this dating thing, I think people don't understand it. When you say you are dating a person, it's a time frame that you set for yourself, that you use that time to probe and find out about this new stranger you've introduced yourself to. And then you find out that this person can be a good person for me in my future. So I will stick
mm-hmm.
with, or this person has the qualities I'm looking for, but his his bad side overweighs the good side. So no, I'm not going in for this. So that's what you use the dating to do. But people keep using dating for "I miss you, I love you, I miss you, I love you," kisses and all. That's not what it's meant for. You use dating to, well, all those things are part, but you use this dating to find out if this person you are getting into will help you in future. So when you start seeing red flags and you are not going to confront the person or make a quick decision about it, then it means we can just stand by the roadside and marry anybody passing by.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you can't marry someone who is just passing by and you choose to date someone before you marry, then anything that you see that is a red flag, you have to confront it or you have to make a quick decision about it. Thank you. That's all I would like to tell my listeners.
Oh, thank you so much, Jay. Thank you. Thank you for being
Thank
a
you.
guest here. Like, I know
I
me, I've learned
you,
a lot. You said?
you've learned a lot, right?
Yes, I have. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Really
Like,
enjoyed recording with you on your podcast.
yeah, thank you.